Alright, I just flew British Airways' first class, which was £6,800, and it was shocking. Now, the cabin looked quite modern, and I kind of like the minimal dark design. Now, the seat itself was super wide, and there was more than enough space for me to stretch out my long toes. The only downside is there was no privacy door, which is a shame, because even business classes have them now. I was handed an amenity kit and a set of pajamas right away, and you could see the excitement in my face. Look at me smiling like I've never had anything nice in my life before. And then I got offered a welcome drink to lubricate my throat, and I chose a sparkling water with lemon, because I feel like that's what someone in this cabin would drink. You know, when in Rome, do as the Romanians do. Now, this was a double-decker plane, but the first class was located downstairs, and business class was upstairs. And shout out to this woman who sat in my seat and just said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know. Do you mind if I stay here?" Now, before the water could even sparkle in my throat, I got handed a menu. Now, you're given the option to request different meals before your departure. And so I did, but the staff said they forgot to load it onto the plane. But that's fine, because there's going to be other options, right? The seat controls were quite unique and required a few brain cells to figure out. But after playing with my knob for about 5 minutes, I had it under control. And the blinds and curtains also were controlled electronically. Now, my pull-out game is strong for the entertainment system, but this remote control looks like something that Shakespeare would have used back in his days, because what is this? And it wasn't the most responsive, because when you press a button, it takes a little second for it to register. But anyway, let's get into something important, like the food. Now, BA said they only had one fish meal in first class, and someone had already requested it. But they said they're going to check what they had spare in the lower cabins to see what they could do. Talk about first world problem, but that's just not what I paid for. Bro, I'm over here getting treated like I'm Oliver Twist. Anyway, I decided to record the food from my return flight just to give you a more realistic representation. Now, the first dish was goat's cheese, pears, oranges, and olive oil, And then they brought me a tomato soup, which was actually quite decent. And then a cold plate of tomatoes, paneer, and couscous. I'm actually not a picky eater, so I tried it. I tried to be as open-minded as I could, but this just really was not good, unfortunately. And now for the main dish, a plate of glippy gloop and fizzy wiggets. If this is what they're serving in first class, the food in economy must be radioactive, because I genuinely don't know what this is supposed to be. Now, I was actually excited for the dessert, and it looked good, but it tasted like baby oil and sugar. You can't go wrong with fruits, but somehow the mangoes weren't even ripe. I decided to go into the first class bathroom to change into the pajamas. Not to compare, but my last 2 first class flights had a shower in them. Anyway, one thing that's really cool is there's a really small wardrobe outside your seat for you to hang your clothes. And by the time I came back from changing, the flight attendant made my seat into a bed, and it was actually really spacious. This is definitely one of the more comfortable cabins to sleep in. And then I got handed my last plate of miscellaneous ingredients and an apple juice. So yeah, there goes my 11-hour flight complete, and I landed in LA. So let me know if you think this is worth the $9,000+ or what you'd rather spend the money on. If you enjoyed any parts of this review, make sure you press the follow button.